Guys, this is another day when you decide if this build is overpowered / broken. In my books, everything is really simple. This build is pure barbecue chicken because nothing and nobody can take you down, and you are using talents which are kinda hidden jam. Anyway, Uncle Butcher in the building, welcome to the insanity, and long story short, in this one I'm using exotic LMG Bluescreen. It's absolutely dope if you pair it up with while a mask. Unfortunately, by itself this LMG is weak ass. It sucks cat balls. It is what it is. Base damage value is not that high. I mean, the talent, if you are not getting anything out of it, is also not that great. But if you're pairing up with wild mask, throwing the mix glass cannon, and on top of that choking off talent, and now we talk, everything works really well together. You are applying status effects all over the place. Survival specialization is immediately kicked in. It will boost not only your damage but your teammate damage by 10%. You are stopping everyone, so this works just like crowd control. You can see everything on your screens right now with those status effects. Boom, Chungus are on the knees. You can keep stacking Bluescreen while Mask's debuff is activated. Glass Cannon will work with your status effects, with Wild Mask, with skills, with your weapon damage. Glass Cannon is amplified weapon damage, and I'm using Perfect Glass Cannon from Providence Gear Set. You will receive extra headshot damage. For headshot damage you don't need crit chance. Anyway, you got the point. We have a lot to cover today, but before we continue, quick word from today's sponsor, Diving.net. If you're looking for any weapon but you don't want to farm or grind, then these guys can help you all. They have been working for many years. They have tons of customer reviews. Of course, I would recommend you to check everything by yourself, and with my promo code RBDIP you will have 15% discount on absolutely all services, not only on Division 2 items. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate, leave comment down below or contact the operator. But now let's get back to this amazing legendary build. You can use this build in solo, you can use this in team play, it doesn't matter. And actually I think I will make my next video about how you can add extra players to your legendary runs, to your raids. You can have 8 players at the legendary strongholds. Ooh, yeah, this game is broken. Unfortunately, this glitch is here since Division 1 time. I mean, since the first division, the glitch hasn't changed really much. You have to basically invite friends, kick them out, and I will get into details with this glitch a little bit later. And in general, guys, if you want to be updated with all the best goodies in Division 2, hit the like, smash the sub, or leave a hateful comment. It truly depends on your preference. But for specialization, like I said at my intro, we will use survival specialization. Since we have 6 skill tiers, we don't need technician specialization, and you can't use linked laser pointer attachment on your Bluescreen, so survivalist is the way to go. The key points here: you have fire grenades for crowd control, to apply status effects all over the place, that also will proc your shock and off talent. You have extra protection from elites, and we have almost 50% protection from elites in this setup. You have extra healing. If you want to replace, for example, assault drone, you can easily do that, because drone is kind of weak, it dies really quickly, so you can use Seek Command the Mine, maybe Healing Hive, again it depends on your preference, maybe even fix a drone. Yeah, but for me, DPS all the way. I want to clear everything as quick as I can, so yeah. I mean, you can also sometimes replace it with foam if you have to take down rogue agent, hunters, chungus, or some bosses who can be pain in the ass. So definitely I would recommend you to leave turret and switch drone for whatever skill you need at that moment. Healing, status effect, foam, doesn't matter. For the guns, everything is really simple. I'm using Bluescreen exotic LMG. With this LMG, the rule is quite simple how to use it. Spray and pray, baby. That's the only way how to use it. You have to mark as much enemies as you can, and when you're gonna stack this LMG on kill, you will apply multiple status effects on your enemies that will proc your shock and off immediately. While mask, you're gonna apply debuff for 10 seconds on your enemies. It's absolutely dope synergy, and like I said, you and your teammates immediately will deal more damage to status affected enemies. For the second weapon, I'm recommending to use the subject name with assault rifle with perfect instinct, 40% skill damage, 40% weapon damage. Pretty goddamn self-explanatory weapon. I think you are familiar with the subject. For the pistol though, I would recommend you pistol with future perfection talent for overcharged reasons. If you will play legendary strongholds with multiple directives applied, most likely you will be short on ammo, so make sure that you are storing or you are keeping in your backpack one pistol with instinct talent, so in case you could switch and use instinct on your pistol without any punishment. For the gear, again, everything is really simple. I'm using Wild Mask, that exotic mask. What it does, it basically applies debuff on your enemies which are affected with status effect. You can see elite enemy on second floor is affected with it immediately. I stacked my blue screen on it, killed one enemy, boom. He now is dealing or receiving damage from Wild Mask. And the key point here that actually Wild Mask's damage will be buffed with perfect glass cannon, and glass cannon will amplify all damage sources by 30 freaking %. By far the best damage talent on the chest piece. Of course you could use perfect spotter maybe, but then it would work only on one enemy which is pulsed or spotted. If you're using linked laser pointer attachment, if you want to pulse more enemies, you have to use one skill. That means that you're losing DPS in overall numbers. So yeah, that's a bad trade-off in my eyes. Glass cannon is putting more damage. Of course you have to play a little bit wisely with this talent. You have to take cover time to time and understand what's happening on the battlefield, but it's absolutely shredding people. For the attributes, I would recommend you to use skill damage, armor regen, and somewhere status effect attributes. For holster, I'm using Picaros holster. Picaros holster will give me extra 15% weapon damage. That works really well with our LMG. For backpack, I'm using Wyvern backpack for skill damage reasons and shock and off talent. By this time you know how shock and off works. For gloves, I'm using contractor gloves for extra damage to armor. For LMG damage, and I have skill damage on these gloves. Oh, it was pain in the ass to find these gloves, but it's totally worth it. And knee pads from Arquebus brand set, and with 2 pieces from this brand set as a bonus, I will get extra skill here, and that allows us to use one more offensive or armor core attribute. So this build is nuts. For the skills, yeah, you see everything. Bye.